football is random as fuck. After a diabolical season which included 18 defeats and an 8th place finish in the Premier League, Man United have somehow managed to end the campaign as the second most successful team in the country after Man City, who obviously remain top dogs thanks to their title, even if it did come as a result of cheating. Meanwhile, Arsenal, for all their good work over these last 2 years, don't have a single piece of silverware to show for it. Given I grew up at a time when United and Arsenal were engaging in the fiercest battle modern day English football has ever seen, I'll always have some level of hatred for the latter given I'm a fan of the former. But even I'll happily admit that it's a tragedy they haven't won anything. While you could label them as bottlers for their capitulation last season, I don't think it's fair to throw that term around for their efforts in this one. Yes, they lost at home to Aston Villa, but Villa are a terrific side in their own right, who are capable of rolling anyone in the Prem over, and Arteta deserves huge credit for taking City to the final day with the run of victories in the manner that he did. That being said, one aspect of his management I can't help but criticize him for is his approach in domestic cup competitions. He's played many a banter lineup in both the League and FA Cup over the years, which has been a big reason Arsenal have so often crashed out early despite being favourites heading into games. One could argue it was a sensible decision at the time in order to focus on the League, even if things didn't quite work out as planned in hindsight. But you can't be throwing all your eggs into one basket as a big club. As far as I'm concerned, winning is the name of the game. You get all this rubbish from the likes of Sky suggesting that finishing in a Champions League spot is the be-all and end-all, but that couldn't be any further from the truth. Speak to any Tottenham supporter, and I can guarantee you that they'd swap all those years of top 4 finishes under Poch for a trophy. Don't get me wrong, qualifying for Europe is a huge bonus financially, which in turn attracts better players, and allows the club to compete against the very best on the biggest stage of them all. However, the history books don't care about any of that, and in a decade's time, people will look back at 2024 as the year City won the League, United won the FA Cup, and Liverpool won the League Cup, not Arsenal's second place finish. Obviously, they're in a much better place than United at the minute. The 29-point gap illustrates that better than any words could, and perhaps another signing or two will help them finally get over the line in 2025. United's youngsters can't be ignored either though. Goals from 2 teenagers are what won the game on Saturday night, and it could very well prove to be the catalyst for more success moving forward, particularly because football is completely mental. I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool and Arsenal drop off over the next few years only for Man United to pounce following Guardiola's departure, which appears to be just around the corner. Whether Ten Hag stays or goes, we'll only know in a week, but for me, I'll take United's season over Arsenal's because as miserable as I was for 90% of it, the end to our campaign was glorious, while theirs was full of heartbreak. Do let me know where you stand down below, fellas. I'm sure many of you will disagree, and that's fair enough, but my mentality across every sport has always been that substance takes precedence over style, and even next season, I'd much rather win the Europa League and finish 8th than end up trophyless in 4th, because they both bring about Champions League qualification, just one of them has a trophy to go with it. Peace.